Hi. Is this familiar to you? When you want to learn some skill, you want to grasp some concept, maybe this complex concept, and you have a lot of motivation. You start learning, you find some old grimoire about this concept, and you read it page by page, and you're trying to understand it, and go on, and at some point, you just lose your motivation and burn out. And you wasted some time, maybe a lot of time, and you wasted your motivation, and you have no useful skill at the end. Or maybe the thing you want to learn is so complex that you don't even understand how to start. And you're scared about it, and you just don't start. If this sounds familiar to you, I know one technique, which may help you to start and proceed when you're learning. And this technique is called black boxing. In computer science, there is a concept called black box. And a black box is something you know how to use it, but you don't know how does it work inside, and usually you don't care. And black boxing is a learning technique when you have some task, and in order to accomplish this task, you learn just enough information, you get just enough knowledge to finish it. And important thing here, you need to build one small but useful skill. So you spend some reasonably small amount of efforts, and you have some small but useful skill at the end. And you stop. And then you can get another small task, another small iteration, and repeat. So you can repeat as many times as required, and you can learn the same concept using this technique, but you just can repeat these iterations several times for the same one concept. For example, let's take something not very technical, but an example, you're a passenger. You need to visit your grandma, but you don't know what is a car and how to use it. So as a passenger, the only thing you need to know is how to open the door, how to close the door, and how to use your safety belt. And basically that's it. So you don't really need more knowledge to visit your grandma using a taxi. But if you want to become a driver, you need much more knowledge here. You need to learn traffic rules, you need to learn how to steer, and etc., etc. Considerably more knowledge here. And if you want to build cars, it's much more knowledge required here. You need to know aerodynamics and physics and engineering and everything, and much, much more. But what is important here, if you are a passenger, you don't need as much knowledge as an engineer or a driver. So when you learn something, start from easy stuff. You can learn the same concept many times. but on different level of difficulty. That's the idea. And each time you have a useful skill. Yeah, basically that's how blackboxing works. And why should you care about this? In my opinion, this technique allows us to use our resources in more efficient way. And by resources, I mean our time, our money, and our motivation, and our health. Because when you learn something for a very long time and you have no visible results, it might harm you. It might have it might harm your mental health, and that's not really good thing, to be honest. And if you want to keep your motivation, and if you want to be happy when you learn something, I think it's good idea to have this small, visible, and easy to understand tasks that you just can do and have a result. And by doing all these things many times for over the course of a year, you will have considerably big amount of really useful skills. Very good and useful technique. But it's not so easy here because if you use only blackboxing technique when you learn, you may find that your knowledge is not structured and it has a lot of gaps. And if you learn only using blackboxing, you will not know that you have those gaps. And that's a problem. To solve it, I believe it's better to use another tactics. It's better to combine your blackboxing technique and some classic techniques. So, for example, if we have a lack of structure, so we may ask some teacher or mentor or use a book or a structure. So for some period of time. In example, you can use just a table of content of some book. If you learn programming, so you just get a programming book and read the table of content and check yourself whether you know about some particular point or not. And if you don't, maybe that's another target, another goal for you. So you can go and learn this in future. And about gaps, maybe that's not so easy. I find that working together with other people in teams helps to fill the gaps. And also you might read some books. It's also a good thing, or articles, or maybe learn some more structured sources. I mean, more structured than like boxing technique sources of learning, like more classical sources. And this will help you to clean up your knowledge. But what is important here, again, you don't just learn the theory. You have some practice and you have some practical skills, and you can connect your practical skills to the theory. And this is very important thing. It's crucial for understanding of the thing, of the concept you're learning. And for example, if you are a programmer and you have practical skills, but you don't understand the fundamentals of what you're doing, it might be more difficult for you to manage some complex systems and to design good solutions because you don't understand how does it work inside. Or like in opposite situation, you might have a lot of theory. You may know theory like the best in the world and know it well, but if you don't know how to apply it, it's useful, but not in the real world. So the best way is to combine both. And for me, I find that blackboxing and structured techniques work very well together. So you spend some time learning some small skills, you use blackboxing, and then you polish all this stuff, clean up, fill the gaps, understand where you have these gaps, and so you have some targets for the next iterations of your learning process, of parts of your learning process, and go on. And next iteration, and again, and again. And over the time, you will learn layer by layer the concept you want to learn. Yeah, and over the course of this learning, you will understand what you are doing, why you are doing this, and you will not just blindly copy and paste something from the internet. You will understand those small things. And that's also very useful stuff, because it's good when you not just do something, but understand what you're doing and why you're doing this. Yeah, I guess basically that's it about blackboxing. Try and use it, and let me know in comments what do you think about this concept. What do you think about this technique? Maybe you already use it, so please share your experience, and like and subscribe, and good luck. Bye.